Hi, I'm Sally Nye from Fan Carver's World. Today we're going to talk about wood selection for fan carving and how to prepare that wood so you get the best results. The wood that we use is white cedar, and white cedar has quite a large portion of sapwood and heartwood. And we try to get the blanks out half and half so that you have a two-colored bird. Now, not all wood is like this, but the one thing that you need to keep in mind when selecting fan carving wood, you want to have a straight grain and a long fiber. If the bark is straight, the internal part will be straight as well, the sapwood and the heartwood. The reason for that's so important is I've prepared a blank here that's already arrived. And right here at the hinge, when you go to turn your feathers to interlock them, you want that fiber to be very strong right at that point to hang on this way and this way. But you want that hinge to work for you and be strong enough to hang on. That's why we use hand tools in this whole process. Other woods that you can use are balsam fir, black willow, white spruce. Try different woods in your area, but always look for those prerequisites. Something that you could make baskets with would be a good wood to try. The reason we do 5 to 6 inch blanks, because that's what we ship. And all of the patterns in our 2 books are 5 inch or 6 inch. You can go whatever size works for you to be creative and come up with your own designs. So now we're going to move out to the wood lot and get started on bucking up a log and getting it ready to do a fan. This wood is called Thuja occidentalis, more commonly known as white cedar. It's 12 inches across, diameter-wise, and I'm going to explain what I'm going to be doing because I'll be running the chainsaw and I'm not going to be talking over that. So we're going to take off just an end to get down to the fresh wood. This is dried, we don't want to use that. And we're going to just be going on 5 inch rounds is what we're looking for. I've got a guide here. The 5.5 inch marks, I'm going to just come in along like this. So once I get down to about this far, where the root system starts to come up and interfere with the trunk of the tree, is about where we stop, because this will be too swirly and wavy to prepare it for fan carving, so this will be no use to us. We've got our rounds. This was the beginning point that we took off to get to the fresh wood, and this was the butt of the tree. Okay, so now we're over here at the staging area in the shade, and we prefer to keep things in the shade because we don't want the sun to dry anything out. We're going to wet these on both sides for a couple of days. And then we'll move over to David's staging area, his little workshop in the woods. And that's where he gets the blanks out. Okay, Okay, so now we've got everything moistened on both sides, and we're going to repeat this process for the next couple of days. What we're going to accomplish is so that the bark and the cambrium layer will release, and we can get down to the sapwood a lot more easily. And it'll also keep the blanks and everything moister, the rounds moist, so that we can get the blanks out easier.
Hi, I'm David Nye from Fan Carver's World, and I want to show you how we remove the bark from the rounds and then take the blanks out. The blanks will be going out this way. I use the hatchet to remove the bark. I stab into the round, and then I proceed to just go around and remove the bark. This is because we had used moisture for the last 2 days to loosen the bark. Now, when you look at the round, notice that the sapwood is one color and the heartwood is darker. So what I want to do is to get blanks out that are two color. And typically our blanks are 2.5 to 2 3/4 inches wide and about 3/4 of an inch thick. I find a knot hole, we have several here, and I start on the edge of it because the fibers are curved at this, going around the knot hole, so that would be a good place. And I put a crevice to start through here. So I do 2 score marks. And the score mark's about 1 inch apart. I take a screwdriver about 3/4 of an inch in and tap, and that comes right out. When you split the fibers, both ends are the same thickness because you're splitting the wood. Take a little more out to make the crevice thicker, and then I have room here to start knocking the blanks out. Because I've done this many times, I estimate the distance, about 2 3/4 inches. 1 score mark, take the hatchet in, knock the blank out. Score mark, blank out. This is a knot hole here that's not any good. So I'll take this out, throw it away. I continue on and go around the round. When I come here, I might take this big piece out, examine it, and I can make a fan blank out of it, a knot hole blank. Then I trim this, take off the roundness, the curvature of the tree. And you have a nice straight fibers at the top, so you can make a fan. It'd be like a tree. with using this knothole blank. So don't throw this away. The good blanks, I shape up on the edges a little bit. Again, take the curvature out on the outside of the tree. And you have a blank for fan carving, which we'll do a little more work on later, refine it. I continue to shape these with a hatchet a little bit. Take the curvature out. Again, you have a nice fan carving blank. I continue the process with all the blanks, and then I place the blanks in a bucket, and then put water in it, and I put this round inside to submerge the blanks so they have a little more moisture, so that we can finish a little more refinement on the blanks in the studio. This will take place in a few days.
Okay, we're back in the studio now. It's been a couple of days, and we're just going to refine these blanks and get them to the proper size. For that process, I use a 2 x 25 millimeter, which is 1 inch to us, 2.5 gouge. I like the 2.5 because it's got just a subtle sweep to it. It's not straight, and that way these edges here aren't pointing into the wood. They're not slicing into the wood. I'm just shaping this off. Of course, if you're doing your own blanks, you probably don't have to be this particular, but because we ship wood and sell it, we want to get the best blank possible for our customers. And the sides, just shape that off a little bit. Now to measure, we want this to be about 2.5, it's right on. And this is going to be 1/2 to 3/4, and that's right on too. So we didn't have to do too much here. But after this, we're going to put this on the stove. So at this point, we fill a pot, and we lay a couple of rocks on there to submerge them, keep them submerged. Now, just get regular stones or rocks out of nature. Don't try to use any recycled material that man has produced, like pavers or brick, because those things have tar in them and you can really ruin your blanks. And then take it to the stove. You can bring your water to a boil, but don't leave it because you don't want it to boil. You quickly reduce it to simmer. And just let it gently simmer for about 2 hours. In that way, you're not replacing the good elements out of the wood, you're just adding moisture into the wood. And that's what you want to do through this whole process. You just want to add moisture to the wood. After we take it from the stove, after it's gently simmered for 2 hours, we allow it to cool, and then we place it in plastic bags and we put it in the freezer so it'll stay there for us. Now when we ship wood, your wood could be thawed out when it arrives. We ship to many different countries all over the planet, so it can be thawed out. There's no problem with that. If you're ready to use it when it arrives, just put it in the refrigerator and it will keep for you. Otherwise, you can store it in the freezer and When you're ready to use it, take it out, run hot water on it, just hot tap water, let it sit, keep doing that for maybe half an hour and you'll be ready to carve. We hope with what you have learned here today that you'll give fan carving a go, because it has such meaningful legends and customs for so many cultures, and it's so much fun to do. Try wood in your area and see how it goes. Don't give up on it, because there is a little learning process to the riving part. But now that you have this part down, just enjoy it. And would you like to see any more information or see the videos that we've done in the past? Go to our website, fancarversworld.com, and or you can email us too. All of our contact information is on that site. Thank you for allowing us to share this time with you.